Everyone, so this is my first video, my first review. I don't know, some of you might be coming over here from TikTok on my videos I made over there to check out my reviews like I said I was going to do. Today I already lit it up. I did it for the video on TikTok, but today I'm starting off with a Dreams of Cuba. See if we can get this focused. Dreams of Cuba by Lazaro Victors. It's a limited edition. This is one of my buddies. He has a Facebook group and he rolls these by hand. This is Nicaraguan tobacco, I believe, but it's Cuban seed. So they take the Cuban tobacco seed, grow it in Nicaraguan. He blends it up and rolls it. So kind of what I'm getting off this right now is I got some a few hints of leather. It's very sweet, not sweet per se, but you could taste there's some hints of chocolate. It's a medium full body, and well, right now I would say it's more medium, but I have smoked these before. I know it gets to medium full. I typically am a full-bodied cigar smoker. I like them, rich and explosion of flavor. But for breakfast, this is my breakfast right now. I've been on the intermittent fasting, so I'm not eating in the breakfast time frame. I'll eat from like lunch to around 8 o'clock, and that's it. And then I'll fast the rest of the time. It's actually been really good. I feel great. But back to the stick. This is before I lit it. I tasted hints of leather and cedar, and there's not much spice to it. But right now I got it a little bit peppery, and there's fruit in there. There's I think I could taste that the tobacco was cured with grapes or berries or something like that, because you could taste it. But it's a very, very smooth, very good. This is a perfect breakfast cigar, have with a cup of coffee. Now, if you're coming from my video on TikTok, you'll see me grinding the coffee and how to enjoy a cigar to the fullest, especially for breakfast. Now, cigars you could pair with whatever you want. Whiskey, lots of good scotches, lots of good bourbons that go great. But if you're not a drinker, which some people aren't, coffee is the next great pair. Some people pair it with Coca-Cola, different sodas. Me personally, I don't like to pair it with carbonated drinks. It doesn't do it for me. But my favorite is pairing with coffee. Now, with coffee, I'm a coffee connoisseur. I blend my own coffee and grind it with a burr grinder. That's the key to a good cup of coffee. If you get those, crappy grinders that have the blade inside and you put the cap on and you set it and it kind of just spins, there's no way to control the grind on the coffee, so you're always going to get different sizes. My recommendation is buy a burr grinder. They're not expensive. You could go to Target or Walmart. You get a Mr. Coffee one for most $30 to $40. Great investment. What I used to do is I used to roast my own beans. I would go to a local coffee manufacturer. They would give me the beans green before they get roasted, and I would roast them at the house. Cause you could control your own roast. The lighter you roast, the weaker the coffee tastes. The darker the roast, the stronger the coffee tastes. Now, here's a fun fact. A lot of people think that, you get a really strong cup of coffee like this one I have, and the caffeine, you're going to be zooming everywhere. Oh my God, that's motor oil. You're going to give me a heart attack. There's actually less caffeine in a dark roasted coffee, like an espresso roast, than there is in your light, weak cup of coffee that you get like when you go to a diner or something. They give you a cup of coffee, you're like, oh, this is weak. There's more caffeine because the beans are roasted less. They don't get roasted as long. and so the caffeine content stays in the bean. The most caffeine is when the bean, before the bean is roasted. But you roast the bean, you burn off the caffeine and other, along with other things in the coffee bean. So there's actually less caffeine in the coffee in a dark roast. Now me, I blend my own coffee. I use a Pete's brand and a Starbucks brand, and I mix the beans together in my grinder and to produce this 1 cup. I also use a French press. It's the best way to go. It's better than a drip. Sometimes you don't get the acidity with a French press from a cup of coffee. It's the smoothest cup you'll ever have. I personally love it. But again, personal preference. But back to the cigar. Yeah, definitely hints of fruit, some type of fruit in there. But yeah, these aren't expensive either. You get on his website and check it out. It's very, very good smoke. Oh, that just sucks. I just dropped my freaking ash in the coffee. All right, let's go. We're gonna go and... Sorry, I'm just getting used to YouTube. I don't really know how to pause these videos so I could fix this. I'm gonna dump out the coffee and have another cup. But this is actually my second time. In case you guys wanted to see how the French press is. There it is, French press. Good cup of coffee. But yeah, I'm the second time shooting this video. I actually started off and then I tried to pause it and then it kind of deleted it. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'm gonna be doing a lot of videos. I'll probably learn as I go and get better at this as I get more of my content out there. But it's all good. I made enough coffee. So let's get back to this smoking. I try to not ash my cigars. You know, it's kind of a test of the quality of the tobacco. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad when it falls off like that. Some are just, it's also construction, and there's a lot that goes into it. When, you know, there's been times where I smoked a cigar all the way down to the label and the ash didn't fall off of it. Now, yeah, needless to say, I was being extremely careful towards the end to move my hand very slowly and up and down. It all depends, but this is tasting really good. I'm gonna try to pause and then I'll come back when I have a little bit more. Oh, not working. I don't want to take a whole video on smoking the whole cigar, but I'll kind of just give you a rundown of how it goes the rest of the way, because I have smoked this before. About halfway through, it starts getting a lot more peppery, and the transitions are great. That's one thing about cigars that you'll notice if you're just getting into it. Kind of when they blend the tobacco and how they roll it, you know, especially with you know, the Cuban method of rolling is they'll be rolling the tobacco up and then they put all the leaves in their hand. They kind of accordion style it, or they roll it, you know, and then they have the leaves are like this long, you know, and what they'll do is they'll break off the top, break off the bottom. They'll put that in one area, that in the other area. Then they stick that, they put their binder on it, you know, and then stick that in the mold. Now, by breaking it off like that on the top and the bottom, that creates those transitions where you'll taste one thing here, in the middle you'll taste something else. The flavor will change throughout the cigar. Now, Cuban cigars are typically not known for having drastic transitions because they use pretty much the same leaves to roll inside, but more Dominican and Nicaraguan, they have extreme transitions. Sometimes it tastes like a different cigar halfway through. That's why sometimes if you don't like the cigar in the beginning, give it, I like to tell people, give it a little bit, smoke it, at least a quarter of the way down. The flavor changes. You might really enjoy it after it gets down a little bit. But the DOC cigar, as my rating, I'll start rating these by through one on a scale of 1 to 10. I would give the DOC a 7.2. Like I said, it's a very, very smooth, good cigar, great for breakfast smoke. Thank you guys for joining in, and check out my TikTok, The Bearded Cigarist. I have some good content on there, and give me a follow. I'm also doing the most recent video I posted is about the amount of followers that I get in the next. I've boasted my followers in the last few days, and whoever at 10,000 followers, I'm gonna pick a certain person off of the followers list. I'm gonna have them DM me their address. I'm gonna make sure they're 21, and I'm gonna ship them out a Cuban cigar, along with a couple other things, as a little perk and bonus. But you guys get out there, get on TikTok, help me get to 10K, and I will. And it might be you that's getting the cigar. All right, guys, thanks for coming.